back for another week of Te Akau TV, and we're lucky enough to be joined by Te Akau assistant trainer Sam Burgesson. It's been a while since we've seen you, Sam. What have you been up to?
Nah, just tipping away, Hazy. Plenty to keep me busy here. So, lots of race meetings and things like that. So, just work really.
Well, we're looking forward to who you will be tipping this week, because obviously you are very hot. But before that, I thought we'd just have a quick look at the week that's been. There has been, I guess, 5 winners since last Friday, starting with Felicien down at Hastings. She was pretty impressive coming from the back there.
Yeah, it was a gun ride, but Opie got into a lovely spot and gave her every chance. And Amir, we've always had a lot of time for. Had a couple of setbacks and had been knocking on the door for a while. So it was really good to see her get a result like that on a day where there was really good stake money.
And there at Riccarton on Saturday, nice to see Miss Dunsford get a win there for Seymour Bloodstock. I believe she dead heated that race.
Yeah, it was another good ride by Hakeem. He actually copped a hefty fine and a suspension for it. I think it was a bit over on the whip use, which probably actually made the difference. But it was good to see a mare like that get a result. Obviously came from Australia looking for black type, and she's sort of heading to a listed race at Wingatui, which looks like a really nice race for her. And
Te Rapa there on Saturday was headlined by the impressive performance of Imperatriz in the BCD sprint. That was probably one of the better sprinting performances we've seen in New Zealand for a number of years, and she ran to a rating there of 107.5, and that puts her in good stead to head over to the Newmarket handicap and race against some of those guns like Nature's Strip and the likes in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, it was obviously a super exciting day on Saturday. To put away a field like that, some of the gallopers and behind her, are fantastic horses in their own right. And to see a win like that was just outstanding. Opie was so complimentary of her, and he sort of knew the race was over a long way from home. And she seems to have pulled up well. She's having a quiet week at a local water treadmill. It's an exciting time for the stable building into a massive race like the Newmarket in a few weeks' time.
Absolutely, and of course, she was matched there by Sans Doot and It's Business Time for Windsor Park Stud.
Yeah, two really good, tough wins. Sans Doot was posted and still managed to kick clear on the corner and just hold on. And she's a really nice horse going forward. Mark's got some nice races sort of picked out for her in the future. And then It's Business Time, another tough win, aided by a great ride by Opie. And for some really good clients, Windsor Park, who have been massive supporters of us.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we're going to kick into things there at New Plymouth on Friday. Obviously, our thoughts are with everyone affected by Cyclone Gabrielle and the impacts of the flooding within the Bay of Plenty, Gisborne, and obviously the Hawke's Bay as well. New Plymouth, where we're racing tomorrow, has come off fairly unscathed. The cyclone obviously hit the East Coast. So track conditions, firstly, Sam, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so soft 6 this morning. So yeah, pretty good considering everywhere else has been absolutely hammered.
Cool. Well, we'll kick off there in race 1, the Return to Earth Maiden. It's a 1900 meter maiden race. We've got Elegant Lady, who draws barrier 8 with an informed jockey Michael McNabb on board. Yeah,
she obviously went a really good race there last time in the Oaks Prelude. A massive drop in class for this. McNabb rode her in the Oaks Prelude as well. Sort of got back and ran home really nicely. So this looks like a really nice race for her, and she looks like a real winning chance.
Great. And race 2, the Whitaker's Civil Maiden. It's a 1200 meter race. 3 lining up here: Espionage, Tenbrossi, and Sorcha.
Yeah, 3 really nice chances. Obviously, it's a bit annoying having to line up sort of many horses in the one race, but just with the way the weather's been, the cancellations, there's a sort of a massive backlog of horses all ready to go. So look, New Plymouth looks like obviously it's going to be a nice track, so we sort of need to run a few of these. Espionage, he's in really good form, just missed last time, and he looks like he can nearly go one better tomorrow. Tenbrossi, he was a really good debut run at Hastings. Sort of was a bit stiff up the straight, sort of crowded for a run, and then finally got out and was really nice through the line. So he'll improve with that. Opie rode him on Wednesday, galloped him on Wednesday, and was really complimentary. Said he's in good form. And Sorcha, she's had 3 starts and gone 3 really nice races, and the blinkers go on, so she should improve. And like I said, just 3 really nice chances.
Great. Race 3, the Monster Vision 1200, rating 75 benchmark. 3 again here, 3 quite tidy gallopers in Fellini, Navalha, and Irish Red.
Yeah, Fellini, he was a really talented 2-year-old who's sort of had a few setbacks in his 3-year-old season, but on his day, was up there with the best of them as a 2-year-old. First up was only average, but the track was sort of a bit more testing than we thought it was going to be. Wellington copped a lot of rain that day, and we thought we'd get away with it being really early in the day, but unfortunately, the trip didn't go to plan. But like, he's bounced out of it okay. His work's been good, and on his talent, this looks like a really winnable race for him. He's drawn well and a really good jockey aboard. Navalha, he's resuming after his Riccarton trip. He may need the run. That'd probably be the only thing. But he's had a trial and a jump out at home. Sting out of the track should suit. And Irish Red, another resuming from the South Island, and a really talented galloper on her day. She's managed to sneak some black type down there. But probably look for her next time over a bit more ground.
And race 4 there, the Dennis Wheeler Earth Moving Maiden, 1400, 3 again, Trieste, Furiado, and Star in the Sky. Yeah,
Trieste was a very good run at Te Rapa, sort of against the pattern of the day, got back and ran home really well late. There's the Lauren Brennan horse in this, looks really hard to beat, but is drawn wide, so may need a little bit of luck from there. But with a nice run and a bit of luck, she could be winning this. Furiado, she was really good last time at Taupo, missed the kick and rattled home and behind Insatiable. So up to 1400 really looks ideal for her. And Sail in the Sky was really good on debut. And then was only sort of fair at Hawke's Bay. Another that up to the 1400 should suit. So look for her to improve as well.
Great. And race 6, the Z at Grange William 1800, rating 65 benchmark. 2 here. Marvellous, got a well-deserved win last start. She draws barrier 10 there with Warren Kennedy board. Yeah,
on a bit of a quick backup, which probably isn't ideal. She's not the sort of the biggest and doesn't carry a lot of condition, but it wasn't an overly taxing run at Taupo. And this sort of race hopefully sets her up nicely for a race like the Sunline Vars or the Lowland in sort of 10 days, 2 weeks' time. She's a filly we think a lot of, and hopefully this is a good stepping stone, this race. The step up and trip should really suit her. And Avondale was sort of very average last time. We're hoping it was tripped up by the sort of sticky conditions here at Matamata. Her work since has been super, so I'd be very surprised if she ran that bad again, and Joe knows her really well. So, expect a much improved performance from her as well.
And race 7, the Akau NZ Limited Wairau Cup over 1900 metres. It's an open handicap. LaFlora Bell's form's kind of tapered off a little bit there. She draws barrier 2 with Craig Zachy on board.
Yeah, sort of went down to Wellington and struck a really wet track in a wide draw and sort of never got on the track. And then sort of had a freshen up and needed to run at Tauranga off the break to get her ready for sort of this race and next week. Hopefully the Kaimai Stakes all going well. A nice listed race where she can hopefully sort of pick up some black type. She's 1 from 1 at the course, nice low draw, sort of looks like a nice open race where hopefully she can sort of bounce back to a bit of form.
Cool. And race 8, the Stella Artois Maiden 1600. Tridia Paris struck a very wet track there at Matamata, and then went on to run a better race on a good track there at Hawke's Bay to start after.
Yeah, he's obviously been very sort of disappointing in his early career, but was a lot better last time at Hastings. Hopefully it'll be good to see him on a better track, and hopefully he keeps improving, because his work at home, we sort of can't really fault him. And then we got Apollonius as well. He's another sort of well-bred horse that's been, a bit disappointing. But Oakley sort of said last time, better track, which he should hopefully, touch wood, will get, and up and trip as well. So expect an improved performance for him. He sort of saw him this morning, and he looks fantastic. So if he runs up to his looks, he'd be right in it.
And race 9 there, the New Zealand Bloodstock Insurance Pearl Series race for the fillies and mares over the mile. 2 there again, Al Millie B and Red Shears.
Yeah, Emily B. She's not the biggest, but she really tries hard. She's knocking on the door, so it'd be great to see her get a win tomorrow. It looks like a pretty open race. And Red Shears, she was touch disappointing last time, but up and trip should help. And we fiddled around with a bit of gear. We've taken the blinkers off and added a shadow roll, which has sort of worked with a couple of our other runners. And I think she has been going a little bit keen in the blinkers, so up and trip with the blinkers off. Expect her to go a better race.
Great. That wraps up New Plymouth on Friday. Over to Auckland Thoroughbred Racing at Pukekohe Park there on Saturday, and we kick off in the Dad's Pies 1100. That's a good pie, the Dad's Pie, by the way. But maiden 2-year-old 1100 last start place getter Mazzucato. She was really impressive there. I believe it was Matamata coming up the rail. Didn't see the other horse come, but I think she must be a pretty good chance there on Saturday, Sam.
Yeah, super run on debut. A filly we've always sort of always liked. Was sort of stuck down on the inside where the track was sort of really testing. A lot of winners were coming out wide that day, and she was coloured by a really good filly. I think, who I think is heading towards the Matamata Breeders next week. She's trialled really well twice. Really well right-handed. I think that's key up at Pukekohe, and race day experience will really help. It looks like a really nice race for her, and she looks like a really good chance.
Great. And race 2 there, the Network Visuals 1200. It's for the 3-year-olds, set weight and penalty conditions. And I guess Cognito's earned the top weight there with his last start win in the Wellington Guineas, where Opie parted the Red Sea in an amazing performance.
Yeah, it certainly was a gun ride. Two really good gallopers in this. It's sort of hard to split them. Probably Cognito, it's not ideal, sort of 1400 back to 12, but it's sort of the way the program works. It's sort of the only race to get him ready for the Mufasa on Derby Day, which is 3-year-old 1400 into the Levin Classic. So we sort of thought about running him in the Group 1 1400 last week when the field came up really hot, and his blood wasn't 100%. We sort of waited for this week, but he's in great form. He's a class galloper. He wouldn't want the track to get too wet. That'd be the only thing, but the forecast looks all right, so hopefully that'll improve. And look, yeah, class will go a long way. He'll run a good race.
And I Choose You, she was bloody good last start, wasn't she?
Yeah, super. So Crack a Million night, Warren Kennedy rode her that night, and he's on her on Saturday, and he said, look, if he hadn't been flattened at the 200, he'd probably run second or third in the Almanzor Trophy behind Maven Bell, and then back that up last time with a really impressive performance with Opie on. Her work since has been good. She seems to be going the right way. It looks like a real sort of 1200 metre horse. So, two really nice chances.
And race 3, the Mount Shock 1200, Synchronized comes out of a strong race there on Crack a Million night as well, and obviously won well there on Boxing Day as well. She backs up here, drawn barrier 4 with Craig Zaki on board. Yeah,
so a stakes winner on the course really helps, and Craig Zaki knows it really well now. Obviously, the Marsh runner looks probably hard to beat off that performance in the Concord on Crack a Million night, but look, we get a 1.5 kg swing in the weights, and so that'll help. A bit of luck. Hopefully, we don't end up too far back off them, giving them too much of a start. But look, she looks nicely placed, nice low weight. Another really nice chance.
And race 5 there, the Group 2 AJC Avondale Guineas 3-year-old set weight over 2100, an all-important form race here for the Derby. Obviously won by Ginger Nuts in the past, where he missed the start and came up the rail in an amazing performance. And hopefully Dynastic can go out there and drawn barrier 15 can drop back and do something similar.
Yeah, it would be nice. Obviously, the bit like you said, barrier 15 is probably not the best, but he's sort of known he's going to get back anyway. And he sort of his best races, he sort of got to the outside and sort of really attacked the line. The Crack a Million run on the course was really good. He got back and down the outside, so hopefully he can sort of recapture that. He was only sort of okay in the Waikato Guineas, but yeah, would need to probably see an improving track. Opie sort of said after the Waikato Guineas that sort of the track tripped him up a bit, and he's of the opinion he is better right-handed, which obviously is ideal for tomorrow, but not ideal for the derby being run at Te Rapa. But look, on his day, obviously, he's a very talented galloper, and I wouldn't be surprised if he figured in the finish.
Great. Race 6, the Eco Chill 1600, rating 75 benchmark, Lightning Field. Nice barrier in barrier 4.
Yeah, he was much better last time at Tauranga. He's sort of a long time out of form, but was really good last time. We took the blinkers off him. So if he ran up to that performance, he could be a rough each way chance.
Great. And then moving down to race 7, the Group 2 ATR Avondale Cup. It is over the 2,400 metres, and I guess a horse that's had plenty of experience over the 2,400 metres in recent starts is Self Obsession. She also placed there in the Counties Cup as well, coming second. So good chance, Sam.
Yeah. Obviously, wasn't too flash at New Plymouth, but the track tripped her up, and we needed to run her there to get her sort of fit for this race, and then touchwood, hopefully into the Auckland Cup. But if you take that run out, she was in really good form before that, and she always tries her heart out. Obviously, a bit of a sticky gate, but Grillsy's got a long time to get across. So hopefully he can sort of push forward from there and slot in somewhere. And with a bit of luck, she's a really consistent mare, always tries hard. So hopefully she should be figuring in the finish.
And another one that tries her heart out from a good draw there in barrier 2 for Fortuna is Soprano Supreme. She probably flies a little bit under the radar here. Yeah,
it's a nice barrier, nice low weight, and one that would probably benefit from the rain. She's fit as a fiddle, with a bit of luck and running, hopefully. She's a nice staying prospect going forward. Whether it's sort of too soon this season, but she's not the biggest and doesn't carry the most condition, but tries really hard. So look, 2 nice chances again.
Well, there you have it. There's our weekend runners across New Plymouth and Pukekohe Park there on Saturday. Sam, best bet?
Yeah, so we've got plenty of runners at New Plymouth, but it's a track I've never really had any luck at tipping or punting. So I'll avoid that, and I'll go to Pukekohe, the first race. Mazzucato, I think she's a really nice filly, and looks like a very winnable race.
There you go, Mazzucato there in the first race at Pukekohe Park on Saturday. Thanks for your time, Sam, and hopefully we'll be able to catch you again in the next couple of weeks.
No stress. Cheers, Hazy.
Want to win the Karaka 2-year-old million? We've just won our 7th in a row. This season, Te Akau's won more races, group races and prize money than any other stable. Shares are available now in exciting new horses. It's the perfect time to join the team. Race horses like Tokyo Tycoon, Te Akau Shark or Imperatriz with us. Head to teakauracing.com. Go the Tangerine!